This is the Convene podcast. Industry stakeholders share strategies for creating low-waste events and making a sustainable impact. Practical tips for reducing food waste at events. Written and read by Jennifer and Dienst, Senior Editor of Convene.
When it comes to tackling food waste at events, minor reductions can make a major potential long-term impact. One of the U.S. food waste pack studies pilot sites showed a projected annual savings of nearly 3,000 pounds of food waste and more than $40,000 in food cost after the venue's culinary team reduced portion sizes for plated and family-style meals after observing the group's consumption habits. The specific reductions were made up of small adjustments, including reducing salad dressing vessels from 2 to 1 per table, serving 8 rolls per 10-person table rather than 12, reducing 216 servings of Impossible Burger to nearly 0 based on guest consumption, consolidating 2 separate pasta side dishes into 1 gluten-free option. Across the board, the new study showed that portion sizes are generally just too large, an issue that the U.S. Food Waste Pact has created a toolkit specifically for venues, including a calculator to help with measuring and standardizing portion sizes. I think we found that out of the 6 pilot sites, only 1 venue has recorded specs that could be used for an event, WWF's Tara Dalton said. Using a calculator, she said, will help verify whether the kitchen is making the right amount of chicken, for example, to avoid over-preparing, because that seems to just be a very common challenge, she said. A checklist for planners. Every event is kind of different, according to Tara Dalton, which is one reason why the guidelines created by the U.S. Food Waste Pact encourage planning from the very beginning of an event life cycle. That includes collecting demographic data to determine portion sizes and menu choices, surveying attendees to understand special diet preferences, and beyond. Below, we've summarized a selection of those guidelines and tips from the study and accompanying toolkit specifically for planners. Make food waste prevention and recovery part of the agenda and pre-planning sessions. When reaching out to venues, ask about their food waste diversion donation partners and if they use digital tracking tools like LeanPath or Winnow to capture data on food production, recovery, and disposal. Communicate expectations from the start, even in RFPs. Ask the chef culinary team to design menus that are mindful of portion control, commonly overproduced or overserved food items like bread rolls, and the overall goal of reducing food waste. Consider and communicate in advance how real-time adjustments, like stopping refills or shifting service according to guest flow, should be handled on site. During the event, ask staff to track waste through photo audits or visual logs to review after the event to identify recurring patterns. Request a post-event summary detailing production, consumption, surplus, donation, and composting, and review for future forecasting and menu planning. Access U.S. Food Waste Pact's comprehensive food waste prevention guidelines for both planners and venues at the links below. Our number 1 expense. Tracy Stuckrath, founder of Thrive Meetings and Events and host of the Eating at a Meeting podcast, knows all about the cognitive dissonance around food cost and food waste. We're not really thinking about it, she said during her Convene podcast interview, but F&B is our number 1 expense. Instead of falling back on the same old standardized menus and outdated head counts, Stuckrath said it's up to planners to pay attention and look at the accuracy of your numbers. Here's an example. An event client of Stuckrath insisted on ordering enough food for all 450 attendees for their closing lunch at a destination on the West Coast. But when Stuckrath checked the hotel pickup, she noticed that most of the attendees live on the East Coast. Knowing that most would fly out early that morning to avoid taking the red eye, they ended up cutting that number in half. A chef's perspective. Andrew Cooper, executive chef at La Quinta Resort and Club in Greater Palm Springs, California, and Pyramid Global Hospitality's 2025 Manager of the Year, has made sustainability a main ingredient in his kitchens, which frequently serve events and conferences with upwards of 1,000 attendees. During his recent interview on the Convene podcast, Cooper shared that he is working on providing zero waste menus for events and explained how he prevents overproduction and excess food waste at buffets. With the La Quinta property spanning 45 acres and nearly 200,000 square feet of meeting space, that's no easy logistical feat. Cooper asked his chef to monitor buffets, often placed at various spaces spread throughout the property, for better and immediate insight on flow and demand. As soon as the last person moves through a buffet, production is stopped. Leftover food is repurposed and reused for other events. It's all about talking to one another, communicating, he said. But everything you think about has to become about money now. With everything going up, tariffs going up, it puts a huge strain on us. But being able to find ways to stay local and utilize everything and maximize everything, in the end, making sure that the guest has a great time is a win-win for everyone.
Remember to subscribe to the Convene podcast on your favorite listening platform to stay updated with our latest episodes. For further industry insights from the Convene team, head over to pcma.org/convene. My name is Maggie. Stay inspired, keep inspiring, and until next time.